Hey guys, Ray from Kinsmen here. Happy New Year. I hope that it is starting off well and that everything you have planned is keeping on track. What we're doing to start off the new year is a three-part series on a new rig for me. Now, the band that we're playing with, Kinsmen, is just playing a lot more, and we're having to get in and off stages really fast. So what we're doing is we're rebuilding my rig so that it can go either direct or go into an amp and really just streamline our process for playing gigs. So part one's going to be my current rig, which not much has changed in the past almost 10 years. So kind of looking at that, maybe some of the problems that I'm having with that going really fast these days. Part two is going to be a actual deconstruction of the pedal board and reconstruction to a MIDI system, and maybe give you some ideas when you're designing your new system for the new year. And then part three is just going to be a rundown and a run through sounds, everything that you can hear both direct and going through amps. So let's get started. So most of you guys know me from this guitar. This is a guitar that Matt Ardinger built for me almost 10 years ago. In fact, 10 years ago this year. I played this exclusively. Now, I love this guitar. Like, I still play it quite a bit. The only reason that I bought a backup was because we're getting on and off stages real fast, and I'm a little bit scared, a little bit skittish taking this to certain gigs. Not all gigs. A lot of times I'm still playing this, but certain gigs, I want to be able to just grab a double gag, stick everything in there, and not worry about, you know, this beautiful headstock getting damaged, or this guitar getting hurting anyway. So Lawler Imperial in the bridge and a Charlie Christian in the neck and semi-hollow. This has been it for the past 10 years. So what I switched to for, those gigs I'm just a little bit scared of bringing this guy out is this Collings 290. Now, this 290 was built for a Texas guitar player slash luthier that's pretty well known. So it's got a few things that Collings doesn't do on their regular 290s. But when I got it, I replaced pickups to a Lawler Imperial, and I went a little bit crazy, a little bit different with the Lawlertron in the neck. Custom wiring and setup and everything done by Matt Rolak of Rolak Guitars. Really love this guitar. The one thing I love about it is I can not worry about it. I can stick it in a double gig bag and not really feel bad if anything went wrong with it, because it's really well constructed, and it's not my Ardinger. All right. So secondly, I've been playing a lot of baritone in the band. So I went from a Jag baritone to this PRS 277, and I really, this has become one of the mainstays in my rig. The only thing I changed were I went to noiseless pickups, Tom Anderson noiseless pickups, and a custom wiring harness done by Matt Rolak with a push-pull. And yeah, I really like this for a baritone. It's a little long. I've toyed with the idea of switching my Collings to the baritone a la Ariel Posen, and then just using my Ardinger. But for right now, I'm really okay with this. It's semi-hollow, which that's just a running thing with all my guitars. They're very light guitars because I just like the feel of them. All right, so that's it for guitars. Couple new guitars, one new baritone, and that's it. So right now we're going to go to the pedal board, and I'm going to show you maybe some sounds and what's going on lately, and then we'll move forward. All right, amps have stayed the same. 2-Rock Type 3 through a 410 matchless, and a Fulton Webb custom into a 212 that they made as well. And that's been my rig. So let's get going. Hey guys, Ray from Kinsmen, and that is Hector the Bear, at Hector the Bear on Insta. And we are going to be talking about my pedal board. So once again, I'm running through a 2-Rock and a Fulton Webb stereo. And let me just, before I get into the pedal board, let me just show you what the amps sound like. This is the 2-Rock. And this is the Fulton Webb. this is both. A little delay. All right, so really harmonic rich sound that I'm just accustomed to, with the 10s and the 12s mixing up, EL 34s and the 6L6s. That's just something that I love, and I talked about in the other video. Now, on the board, what we have is we have a Dr. Scientist reverberator for a low reverb and a Shinai big one, which is a clean boost. Those things are on all the time. After that, we have a Cali 76, a Deco, a Volante, a Zen Drive for solos, and a Mobius. Everything else is just, well, we got an amp switcher and then we got a volume pedal. No big deal, right? Now, I know that the board is super powerful. The problem is when I'm trying to get from one section of the song to another section of the song quickly, I have one foot and I'm left-footed, to get from preset to preset, and sometimes that involves multiple switches. So one of the reasons I'm going to a switching system is because, say this let me see here, this is my sound for, let me make sure it's on, there you go. This is my intro sound, so now getting from there all of a sudden to lots of tap dancing with my hands. You can imagine what it's like with a foot. So one of the reasons that I'm going to a switching system is being able to get from intro, okay, verse, okay, chorus. Another thing that I do is I do a lot of chords, but because of the music that we play, let me show you one of our newer songs. So I'm chugging on this in the beginning. Being able to go from like the chuggy chuggy to maybe a being able to hit that, and maybe get a little cleaner because it's real distorted as well. Being able to hit a couple different things in between those sections of the song, I think, are just going to take our music in a live setting from maybe like, you know, one level, maybe two steps up. You know what I mean? And we're always trying to grow. We're always trying to like push things forward. And I think this is just one of those rungs that what we gotta get to. We gotta get things consistent. Speaking of consistency, sometimes we play at a smaller venue and maybe dual amp backline setup. That's just not going to happen. We all know that. So being able to do everything that I'm doing and also go direct to like the Iridium is what I'm using. Going to the Iridium, sending out the signals straight to our in-ear system and then to front house. That's way faster and way easier on a smaller stage, smaller venue, maybe a bigger bill. You know, they're putting more people on the bill these days. So being able to do that, as well as maybe go to a festival and be like, yeah, I got 2 amps with 2 big cabs and I cannot wait to turn up. You know what I mean? Being able to do that as well with ease and with precision is really gonna, I believe, take us at least 2, maybe 3 steps up towards our live show. So All that being said, I mentioned earlier is I'm left-footed. We've been encountering a lot more tripods rather than the bases on mic stands. That makes things even more difficult because I've been having to put my pedal board sideways because usually there's a monitor in front of me. So putting it sideways, having to hit all these things, or trying to hit all these things with ease and with precision is just getting really, really hard, because rather than having three sounds of, here's my clean sound, or cleanish, to my dirty, the only thing I got left is my boost for leads. So those are my three sounds that I rely on, you know what I mean? And I've narrowed them down to more, and a lot more. That's it, you know what I mean? So I would love to add just like little sprinkles here and there to make those sounds be drastic changes to enhance things, rather than like, oh, it's there and then there's a little more and there's a little more, you know what I mean? I don't think that I'm getting the most bang for my buck out of this rig. So let's see, what else can I show you guys? I really like to use tremolo. Tremolo's really cool, and what I've actually been using lately is a slow trem and then a really hard something that you can be melodic with. Being able to use that in addition to like setting my sound that I want to use, it's just like, I'm pretty excited to do that, you know what I mean? To be able to do that. Now, one thing that I didn't talk about was that I am keeping this board completely wired. I haven't like just, I'm not going to just take everything off and forget about it. I'm going to take all the wires loose, take all the pedals off, assemble my new board, listen to it, and if I don't like it more and I like this one, I'm going straight back to this one. Now, these are solderless cables. I've been using George L since '05, and never have I gone on stage and had a bad George L. That's not to say anything, you know, that's not to say that it's the ultimate thing. But as far as soldering, we're just gonna see how it goes. You know what I mean? Like, I encourage you to test things out for yourself, and don't just take people's word for them. Test it out, and most people will tell you the same thing. Hey, if that works for you, go for it. But keeping all the wires steady. Well, we're not gonna move anything. We're just gonna take the pedals off, put them on the new board. I'm gonna solder up the new cables in part 2, and then part 3, we'll go back and forth and we'll listen and see which one sounds better. All right. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Please stick around for part 2 and part 3, and let's get her done.